Yo, what's good, YouTube? This big homie Clarence over here over at Pursuit of Freedom. I want to bring to you something else besides just looking at the market. Um, I mentioned in that very last video that I made that you know what I'm saying, you wanna always like I in some ways I call it go back to the drawing board. Do it, you know what I mean? Give yourself a little evaluation. You want to track your trades, every single trade. And darn it, I'm not seeing it. Oh, here we go. But I plan on giving you a light example of that. I now got you looking at an Excel sheet. The reason why I started doing an Excel sheet at first is because over my 2 years of studying stock traders right off YouTube, I found that cats that did really good. They went through, they analyzed their own strategy, their success, trade after trade after trade. As you can see, this is 17. And honestly, I got to go way back and cover a lot of ground because I haven't even filled in those because I probably was still holding those positions, testing a support to resistance type strategy, which I got a video over at pursuitoffreedom.com and Pursuit of Freedom on YouTube. That gives away a great support to resistance strategy. Now I did the analytics and I did the math on this a while ago. But I have to go back because this is July. I got to do August, September, October, November, and December. But I've traded less with October, November, and December because the market ain't been looking good. But what you want to do, man, is track your data. We live in a information, informatics, information technology society where even Facebook is selling your information. And Mark Zuckerberg say that, hey, you already putting it out there for all of your friends and everybody that's there, so it's already out there, right? But he ain't the only, he not the first, and he's probably done it to the least. But I mean, my beef with that is like, man, you selling my information. Why you ain't cutting me a check for my information? You heard me? But anyway, uh, just going over stocks and different strategies. First Green Day is a strategy I picked up from big homie Tim Sykes. I even did a second Green Day, failed to push higher. Look at what you did wrong or right and analyze it. Tandem, one of the best performing stocks of 2018. It don't look good to the end of 2018 though. But you know what I'm saying? And this was paper trading practice. Practice makes perfect. Flight simulation. You know what? During this video, I'm gonna go on Google. Flight simulator. Oh, I want images. I know I want web. But I got all up here. All right. That ain't quite where I wanted to go with that. So I'm gonna come. Oh no. I'm gonna come back over here and continue what I'm talking about. How long have I yapping? 3 minutes, so I ain't too far in. But what I was trying to like go ahead on and dig up and find is like because I think I read it somewhere that pilots do 1,000 hours of flight simulation before they step foot into the cockpit of a plane for good reason. Because you don't want to get in a plane with a pilot that don't know what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? On day one, you're not finna go and get into a plane. You finna practice. You know what I'm saying? That's why that when that pilot is going down with the plane, he done already simulated probably hundreds of crashes. It's kind of crazy, but he's already been there. You know what I'm talking about? Not the death and dying concept, but uh the concept of practice makes perfect. Practice before you do. Now this was all in this TC2000 paper trading account. I did notice that TradingView now has paper trading practice. So if TC 2000 a little too expensive for you, use TradingView. I don't know the prices because I use TC 2000. But anyway, man, you want to analyze your every trade because this tells you, you know what I'm saying, what day of the week you lose most on, what day of the week you gain most on. Whether it's a gap down bounce, which is another strategy, 1 day spiker, uh, breakout runner, sold 3 times, took average sell price. So, and that's just leaving myself a little note. I got in and out of this position. I sold off 3 different positions. These first 3 were from when I first got TC2000 software and started using it. And then when I really picked things back up in May and was moving forward, the market was beginning to heat up. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just tracking my progress, seeing what works out best for me. And I found that trading breakouts, being that that's the predominant strategy that I chose, was all kinds of gains. And I just leave a note. Missed biggest spike, got out, got out a day late. So I held this for too long. And another thing I want to point out too, man, is that in the beginning, I really wasn't day trading. I was holding, and that was a problem. I was in, out way, way too late. I mean, I didn't even realize I was holding positions for that long. But then when I even started trading, I was in tandem for darn near 20 days, something like that. You know what I'm saying? I was holding these trades too long. In on the 18th of May, out on the 29th. In on the 25th, out on the 25th. You see, that's a gain. You know what I mean? It's stuff like that that you start to notice. If you're only the only way you're gonna notice it is if you're analyzing yourself. Another thing too, uh, this was, from a just journaling the simulator. You know what I mean? One week, this is any random week. Took 17 trades during the week, had 7 losers. Wrong. I was wrong 42% of the time. See, I was right 58% of the time. One short position, 16 longs, losses to the tune of $755, gains to the tune of $3,000. Green week profits of 2960. You know what I'm talking about? I mean, that's how this thing is supposed to work. How you gonna know what you doing, how well you doing if you're not analyzing that data? You know what I'm saying? Trying to treat this thing like a real business, and businesses gonna know where they winning at, where they losing. The beauty about the stock market is that you ain't got to win. You know what I'm saying? If you sit down and take a test and you get a 58%, that's a F. You know what I'm saying? I done had weeks where these numbers was very reverse. I was right like 39%, wrong 61%, and it was still a green week because you cut losses quickly. Man, I can't say that enough. You can be wrong more than you're right. But if you make them losses short, you cut them bad boys quick, you can still end up in Gainesville. Hey, you already know what it is. Soda free.